Cigar City Radio is sponsored by No Clubs and StateMedia.com. Find out about upcoming concerts in Tampa Bay by visiting StateMedia.com and tagging No Clubs on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Use the hashtag #WeAreConcerts.
So here's what No Clubs has coming up. Saturday, November 2nd, a sold-out show with the Neighborhood, Slow Hollows, and Claude at the Ritz Ybor. Sunday, November 3rd, Scotty Sire with Sunreal, Toddy Smith featuring Bruce Wagner and Chris Bloom, the What's Going On tour at the Orpheum. Tuesday, November 5th, Stiff Little Fingers, the Inflammable Material tour at the Orpheum. Wednesday, November 6th, Frank Turner and the Sleeping Souls come to the Palladium at SPC. Thursday, November 7th, Thievery Corporation and Carl Denson's Tiny Universe at the Ritz. Thursday, November 14th, Third Eye Blind on the Screamer Tour with Small Pools. That's at Janus Live. Friday, November 15th, Pink Talking Fish and Runaway Gin at the Orpheum. Sunday, November 17th, another sold-out show. The Noise presents Water Parks, the Fandom Tour with Young Pinch. That's at the Orpheum. Sunday, November 17th, SiriusXM presents the Octane Accelerator Tour featuring Ice Nine Kills, Fit for a King, Light the Torch, Make Them Suffer, and Awake at Last. Those sound like some pretty heavy-hitting bands, I'm just saying. That's at the Ritz Ybor. For tickets to those shows and to see the upcoming shows in the Tampa Bay area, head to statemedia.com. Welcome to Cigar City Radio. I'm your host, Randy Ojeda, and making the magic happen, Mr. Jason Solanes. Our guest on this episode is Mystery Skulls. Mystery Skulls is the solo project of musician, DJ, singer-songwriter, and record producer Louis Dubuque. Mystery Skulls released their debut album, Forever, on Warner Brothers Records, features collabs with Nile Rodgers and Brandy. His newest album, Back to Life, was released in April 2019. He's on tour now in the US, and then he's heading to the UK. I made the mistake of not checking his IMDb page before interviewing him, actually, before this podcast, because Luis is also a voice actor. He's in Dragon Ball Super, and he's also the voice of Pedro in the animated movie Salma's Big Wish. And he has his own Mystery Skulls animated production, and he does a whole lot of cool stuff, which we kind of get into in the very unique and interesting interview. Big shout out to our friend Melissa Adams for hooking this one up. She's the homie, and she's tour manager for Mystery Skulls. Follow him on Instagram at Mystery Skulls. So here it is, Mystery Skulls. Good intro. Good way to start. So it's a beautiful Friday evening in Tampa, Florida. Right, we're in Ybor City, Florida. We're hanging out with Louis from Mystery Skulls, who's the head skull. Right, that's what I learned recently. I actually, to be honest, I didn't realize that you were just you. You know, I thought it was like a whole thing. But I learned that it's you are the man. You are the Mystery Skulls.
Yes.
Yeah. How long have you been the Mystery Skulls?
I started in 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like jumped out the gate with like, I remember like I had your debut record on vinyl, which is funny. Because people still buy vinyl. That's a thing.
I love it.
Yeah. And you kind of jumped out the gate like with Warner Brothers, like major label thing. And then now like, you've gone like super indie, which like most people do the opposite. Most people start indie and then jump to the major label. But you were like, fuck that. Why?
It was cool. It was an opportunity to do something interesting. And I'm glad I did it. It was great. I got to work with some really cool people and have really interesting experiences. I may never have worked with Brandy.
Yeah.
If I was just some random dude, she wouldn't have written me back. But at that time there was resources in place for me to like.
When somebody like that calls, then they're like, oh yeah, we can make that happen.
So it was lovely. Like it's been cool. And then like to get to go independent, like I feel like it was a blessing. Like because being in that system, like it was really tight for like some of the experiences, but they weren't really doing much for me.
Sure. Yeah.
So like beyond that, so like it was cool to just get to put on my own records and kind of make my own timeline, and it's been nice.
Yeah, and I think that's like, you know, I talk to artists all the time about that, about how like, you know, you really in this music era, you know, like in this stage of music right now, you don't really need a label. You know, you don't need you know, I'm not saying anything bad about labels because, like you said, they offered a lot of great opportunities for you and they do a lot for artists. But like, you know, back in the day, you needed a label to like bang on doors and get your stuff into FYE and Tower Records. And now there's no FYE or Tower Records. You know, you can send something to people instantly. You know, so why? You know, what's the point of the label? That's what I always said.
Yeah, man.
You know, that's cool. That's cool. And so the new record's called Back to Life. So were you dead before? Is that the deal?
Was I dead before?
Yeah. Because now you're back to life, so I'm assuming it's thematic.
I mean, it's just an album name, man.
You know? Am I reading too much into it?
Yeah. No, it just. I suppose it's symbolic of getting to, like I said, getting to make my own timeline and put out my own records and write my own songs and And you know, it was nice. I didn't have those freedoms for a minute. You know, like even though, like I said, there was opportunities, I was definitely like sort of. I don't know, it felt like I was on ice. I got to do one tour every 2 years, and it was like a week long, you know, and other than that, I just sat around. So it's nice to get to like, you know, symbolically come back to life.
Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, because you took some time off too, right? To like really like work on this record? Or did you just go, have you been working on this for a while?
Yeah, no, it's crazy. The whole record came together like in a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was crazy. It was very quick.
Yeah, so you just went in and did it.
Yeah, I have a little studio at home.
Wow.
And so sometimes I'll just go in there and I'll sit, and it's like if I'm a painter, you know, I'm making lots of paintings all the time, but they may not be masterpieces. But then sometimes if I can get like a good run, I can do a bunch of masterpieces in a row. I gotta get lucky, and it happened. So, but I look for that. So.
That's a good way of looking at it. So like, are you kind of like a process guy? Like, do you go in and just do it every day?
Yeah, all the time.
Wow.
And then like, I'll weed through what I have, and then like I'll see what's dope, and then I'll work on that a little more, and then take it across the finish line. But it's nice. It's a good way of working because it keeps me busy.
Yeah.
And I'm always working, so I'm always like, active. And there's less pressure.
Yeah, that's cool. And then, like you said, now you kind of have the freedom to set your own timelines like that. So I know, like, you just dropped another single, Far Away. So,
yeah, like,
you know, was that something you just put together quickly too?
Yeah, like, it's just like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's very nice to be able to work this way and to not have to ask permission and to just be able to say, I want to release a song tomorrow. Oh, there it is. And and it's good. I think it's good for the fans. Because I've said before, there's like two modes of thought with music creation. I mean, there's probably more than two, but the two main ones that I can see is like, there's like aged wine, you know, and that means you just work on it and you age in it. And the other one is, you know, is the fresh donut approach. And that means you're like, you just made these little donuts. And
it's right out of the oven.
You know? And I think like some genres do that better. And that's why some genres are, I think basically what we're describing is immediacy.
Yeah.
And so like, if I let the immediacy come through the music, I think it creates a much more palatable expression and communication with the listener versus like sort of like working away at it for so much time. So anyways.
No, that's amazing. That's right on. And I know like you've kind of let the fans in on the process recently too. Like you stream on, you know, YouTube and stuff and kind of show them what you're doing as you're doing it.
Yeah, that was really dope. Like that's been really lovely. Like a bunch of the songs on Back to Life I wrote on web streams.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so like it's
so people like really saw it happen.
Yeah, and it was cool too because like I think like there's something like I've said before where like if I was just like left to my own devices, I'm just gonna like play around. But like if someone was sitting behind me, you know, then I would try harder and I wouldn't fuck around as much. So I try to pretend like Rick Rubin is in the studio behind me.
Yeah.
And then he stood right behind me. And then I got to be really, really, really good. And so I pretend that that's what's happening. And then there's also all my most hardcore fans watching me. And so I got to make something really good. It's got to be dope. Here you go. 1, 2, 3, go. And I think it's cool. It's like it really takes the me out of the equation and makes it more about the art.
Yeah.
And so in that sense, it's nice. It's been really good. Like just thinking about it that way.
Well, I didn't even think about the like performance aspect of that. That like, yeah, you'd have to, you're basically on, but
but it's
but it's while you're creating. And so that's a tough dichotomy to live with.
But it's cool though, because then like in that sense as well, like all the songs that I did on those streams, I was technically performing. And then when I perform them live in front of people, I'm still technically performing. So it's not like taking something introspective and bringing it to the stage. It's like taking something that's already like out there and then just bring it to the stage. So it's much easier.
Do you feel like the songs evolve over time since you're kind of, are you working on them or once you have the idea down, it's down?
It just depends on the song and the idea, but like I'm really fluid. Like I'll try a million different songwriting methods to get songs. Like there's not like one thing I do.
That's cool. That's super cool. And then do you kind of work that out on stage too, or just like by the time you're on stage, it's ready?
Yeah. By the time I'm on stage, it's ready. But like I still play, and like I have different tools on stage which allow me to augment the tracks to be faster, to have more percussive elements, to have more drum elements, to have anything. Like I can literally create and make a track sound just different live. So it's when people come to the shows, they're seeing the songs they love, but they're seeing them in a new light sometimes. And that really provides like a unique experience that when people go home, they love it. And I'm thankful for that. It's been cool. So I fell into that. I didn't always have that. So
that's cool. How do you think you fell into it?
It's just evolving it.
Yeah.
And like wanting to do more simply.
So just pushing yourself to make it happen.
Yeah. Like that way it's, it's special. And the person, if they love the song and it's already hype, then they're hearing it and now it's like faster and has more elements that aren't on the record and it sounds different, but it's still the song they love.
Yeah.
And I think that makes it like a unique thing. Like that's not, you can't go to Spotify and hear that version.
Yeah, but that's what makes, that's the whole point of coming out to a live show.
Yes.
And that's interesting because I come from like the punk indie rock scene, so for me live shows, like I love when bands change stuff up and I love when they like add on to things or they go on and jam on a solo for something like that. But I feel like with more like synth bass, like electronic music, oftentimes you can't get that because it has to kind of be sequenced in advance, so that's cool that you're able to like keep it fresh and keep it moving.
Yeah, man. And like sometimes like I'll have like my set list, but I'll just make my own and it's just I'll do different orders and mix something into something else. And last night I played 2 songs I never play. So it was just a great show and the crowd was really great. Shout out Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where were you last? Greenville. Oh man, so you drove from Greenville here today?
Well, I didn't physically drive.
Oh, well, I know you didn't. But
my lifeless body rode down the highway in a near comatose state while another man, who is my friend, drove.
It's great when somebody else can drive.
Yeah.
That's a really nice.
It's really great.
Yeah, it's amazing how fast you travel. Like it's like in your head, it was like, oh, you got from Greenville to Tampa in no time, but
yeah,
sure was different driving.
Yeah, totally. It's crazy. And the dream demons, they can't get you while you're moving. So that's a trick.
I wasn't aware of that.
That's a Mad Max hack. So there are no shadow people when you're flying down the highway. The minute I get home though, shadow people.
Shadow people. Is that something you have to deal with often? Is shadow people?
Maybe.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I thankfully don't really have to deal with shadow people, but I think it's because my dog keeps them at bay. Is that?
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, that's why don't you bring a dog on the road with you? And then, well, I guess you don't have the shadow
people
on the road.
Flying,
yeah,
there's no shadows.
I see.
They can't go fast enough.
Yeah, that makes sense. So tell me about.
Shout out to all my people with sleep paralysis.
Oh yeah,
shadow people.
So tell me about your tour manager, Melissa. because I've known Melissa for a long time. Did she tell you this?
Yes.
Did she give you the rundown?
No.
Yeah, when I found out she was going on the road with you, I was like, that's fucking dope, because Mystery Skulls is dope and
Thank you,
Melissa
man.
is dope. So it's cool. So has she been treating you all right?
Yeah, she's been great. This is the second tour we've done together, and she's been great.
Yeah.
She's a part of Team
I saw her
Skulls.
out there setting up the step and repeat for the meet and greet.
Got to have it.
Yeah.
Got to have it.
No, that's essential. Right now she's hanging out with her parents, though.
Okay. You're giving the people at home the nitty gritty.
No, I want people to know the story.
Let them know what she had for lunch.
What did she have for lunch?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
Okay.
You would know, because you've been hanging out with her for so long.
No, I don't know what she had for lunch.
I don't know. What did you have for lunch?
I went to this really nice restaurant. It was 5 stars. It was up on the hill, and I had caviar and salmon and lobster, and it was delicious. It was delicious, and it was really nice. It was really nice. It was a golf course and like this really big building.
Where is this?
It was on the hill. It was
Okay.
up on the hill, like in the biggest restaurant on the biggest hill, right at the end there. That's where I was.
Okay.
And it was cool. It was cool, you know. I have friends around here, and my friend has a Rolls Royce, and so we took the Rolls.
Oh, okay. All right.
It was nice, you know. I like caviar. I like nice things.
I didn't know you were like I didn't know you were living that like Rick Ross lifestyle, you know?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Like
So,
just the finest things for
who
you.
the fuck you think you're fucking with? I'm the fucking boss.
I didn't know that. I thought I was just hanging out with, you know, somebody.
It was just a dope lunch. I mean, shit.
It sounds like the dopest lunch of all
Just
time.
letting you know.
So that's amazing.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good tour. It's a healthy life.
Yeah.
You know, we're living, and the shows have been really good, and I'm happy. This is my first time in Florida.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I got to play here once in Miami.
Okay.
It was really tight. I played Art Basel for Basel Castle.
Yeah. That's
So this is my first time coming back to play, you know, the normal venues.
Right.
But it was cool. It was dope. Diddy was there. He did donuts in a Lamborghini.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I opened for Berdinsky. Travis Scott played. Ton of other people played.
That's pretty rad.
Hell yeah, it was rad.
Yeah.
Gesaffelstein headlined.
Shit.
Yeah, it was.
That was
dope.
at Art Basel?
It was it was Art Basel, but the event was called Basel Castle.
Okay. That sounds dope.
Yeah, it was really dope.
Miami's one of those kinds of places where like you can go for like a day or so, but I wouldn't be there much longer. You know what I mean? It's like one of those places where it's great to like go and like party for a couple days and then get the fuck out of Miami. You know?
Yes, word.
That-
I mean,
yeah.
my experience there was so limited, but
So
that sounds about right.
Yeah, so you did it the right way. You
Yes.
just went, you hung out with Diddy, and
It was crazy.
you know, you did donuts in the parking lot.
Well,
and then-
I witnessed it. I witnessed it.
You witnessed it.
Witnessed it.
Diddy didn't like open up the suicide doors and like, hey, Lewis, come on,
You know,
hop in.
maybe not that time. Maybe not that time.
Not that time.
At that time, I was just starting out. I was like, it was different. It was before my album come out.
Okay.
So people didn't know who I was really. They knew that I was on a show, but that was it. So people were nice. They were like nice to me, but like it wasn't like anything. I just had some stuff, you know.
People didn't understand yet.
Well, the album hadn't come out yet, so like it was just like internet stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean,
But that internet
It
stuff
would-
can be super powerful.
oh, agreed. But it would be different now. You know, it would be different now. So
Yeah.
let me know. Shout out Art Basel.
Yeah.
Mystery Skulls coming back.
Skulls-
2020.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
And you could do like, maybe you could do like an art installation for it.
Yes.
You know, because I know you like really do a lot of visual stuff in the show too. I'm
Yes.
excited to check that out tonight.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about that process.
Well, they're run by my good friend Spencer, who's right over here,
Hi, Spencer.
and Spencer does a great job, and he runs a software called Modulate,
Okay.
and he runs this light show for, you know, that really goes with the music, and it's more thematic than anything. It's suggestive, it's hypnotic,
Okay.
and it's beautiful, and that's it. So it's not one of those things where you come and there's like it's to shock you or whatever. It's beautiful rays of light refracting through haze or smoke or what have you.
Ah. So I thought, I didn't know if you'd mix in some of like the Mystery Skulls animated stuff into it, or
No.
if it's really just about the live experience.
Yeah, that would be different. And that being said, like there is a plan to like perhaps mix some of that in the future. Like we're talking about doing a tour in the future with Mystery Ben,
Okay.
and that may be something that we do then, of course. But for the moment, no, we're definitely doing this really cool kind of psychedelic light show.
And who does the animated stuff? Like, because it's super super high quality.
Yes.
Like I could see that shit on Netflix and be like, yeah, I would watch this.
Dope. Well, it's a guy named Mystery Ben.
Okay.
He's from Austin. I met him when I used to live in Texas, and he's really nice. And he's been making those videos for years, and they're doing really well. So it's really good, and I love it. I'm proud of it. Proud to be a part of it.
That's cool. So it's like, are you into that? Are you into like anime and
Yeah.
like?
I'm also a voice actor, and I'm in an animated movie.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
It comes out November 1st. So am I into animation? Yes.
Yeah. That sounds. You were literally in animation.
Yes. I even sang a song on Dragon Ball Super.
What?
Yeah, for 12 episodes. Do your research.
I didn't know.
How are you
this
going to
at all.
interview me and not know this?
I didn't
You could
know
look at
this,
the
man.
Instagram and you could see that I was in an animated
No,
movie.
I failed, man. I really did. I should have.
Put some respect on my name.
I listened to the tunes and I'm
Put
all
some
about that,
respect
but I don't
on
know.
my name.
I don't know anything about this anime life you live. I didn't know. Tell me more about it.
I just did.
Shit. So you're an actual voice actor then?
Yes.
Tell me, like, what's the anime? Like, what's the deal?
There's a movie coming out November 1st. It's called Salma's Big Wish.
Okay.
It's a beautiful, beautiful movie. It's produced by a studio in Mexico.
Okay.
And they released it there in Spanish first. And I'm the English voice of the character Pedro. And it's cool. My song is in the movie, and it's in the trailer, and it's also at the end of the movie.
So it's heavily featured.
Yeah, and it's the Back to Life song.
Okay, great. Yeah.
I also sang it in Spanish for the Spanish release, and then the other day we heard someone else sang it in French. So they're making different versions of it for all over the world.
That's amazing.
It's a beautiful movie. And I'm proud to be a part of it.
And how did that come about? They ask you?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to be in voice acting. Like I had some time, and I knew that I liked doing funny voices. And then I took lessons from a man, this wonderful man, and I worked on it it literally took 2 years, and then I took lessons. I was never an actor or anything, so I like took lessons and then got decently good at it, and then did like 100 auditions before I got one. I remember counting it up. I looked at my email once, and it was like 93 auditions that I didn't get before I got one that I did get.
Yeah. That's
So,
how it is.
That's how it was. So it was tight, and it's cool, and it comes out November 1st. Salma's Big Wish.
Salma's Big Wish.
Yeah, it's going to be streaming. I know it's already like out in theaters and like other places, like it's out in Russia and in like Turkey and Lebanon and all these crazy places. But it's
Okay.
going to be different places all over the earth.
That's super ratchet.
I don't know about that. It's just,
No, it is.
but it's
That's dope.
it's a beautiful movie. It's a beautiful movie.
Very cool. Very cool. Man, I had no idea.
Now you know, and now the people know.
Now everyone knows.
Everybody knows.
So what's the one thing you said you took lessons for your voice acting? Like what's the secret? Like what's the one thing that you learned that's been super valuable in your development as a voice actor?
I would just say it's consistency, to just be consistent and to just always play and have fun and to just make it fun. You know, you're taking a character on a screen, you're bringing it to life. So that would be the secret.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like you can apply that to a lot of like performance based stuff. You know, like you want to bring the character to life. Do you feel like you're kind of a character at times in Mystery Skulls, or are people seeing the real you?
That's a great question. No, it's definitely me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an expression of myself for sure.
Okay, that's cool. And I think I get that vibe, and I think that's why like, you know, you have a lot of fans that are drawn to you because like you feel like somebody that like I would hang out with. You know.
Thanks, man.
And like, you know, like Melissa told me you like wrestling.
I do.
Yeah, I went to an NXT house show like last night, so I'm on this like wrestling high where I'm like, that's all I want to talk about.
Nice.
So I mean, are you like actually into wrestling or like?
Yeah. I had like I grew up being a fan, and again, I mean, I'm not gonna like go too ham on you, but like I had a song in WWE 2K15 soundtrack picked by John Cena himself.
Shit.
Yeah, so
Cena's from around here. Yeah, right. He lives
man.
pretty close by.
I do. I have a friend that's been to his house.
No shit.
Yeah, but the point I'm making is, yeah, man, I'm into wrestling.
Yeah.
I did like a crazy event. I got to meet Sting once.
No shit.
Yeah, I also like went to this other event. We got to meet Daniel Bryan, and it was dope. Like some of the people, one of the person walked down at that event, like they walked down the aisle to my music. It was really beautiful.
That's super rad.
Yes, it was dope.
That is awesome.
So I like wrestling, man.
Yeah, that's cool. Who's your like Mount Rushmore of wrestling? That's why I love asking wrestling fans this. Like,
I mean, I'd really have to think about that. That's a big question.
Let's think about it. Let's walk through it.
Mount Rushmore of wrestling. I mean, but it's just as my personal Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
like someone I built in the backyard.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but like the real Mount Rushmore of wrestling would be Bret the Hitman Hart.
Good choice.
Sting.
Okay.
Like Crow Sting, not Surfer Sting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like the black and white Sting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andre the Giant. And then just for fun, I guess we got to put, Hulk Hogan on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Man, so you're going old school.
Yeah.
Like nobody from like the Attitude Era, like no Shawn Michaels, no.
I hated Shawn Michaels.
You hated Shawn Michaels?
I still do.
Why?
He seems insincere to me.
Really?
And I bought the DVD with him and Bret Hart, and they're doing this interview.
Yeah,
and it was cool. Like Bret was like really like I don't know. Bret seemed more real than Shawn. But I mean, hey, I'm just some random dude. Like, what do I know? What do I know?
I don't disagree.
I just never liked Shawn Michaels, but that's fine. I mean, what does it matter?
Yeah, I was the opposite. Like, I loved Shawn Michaels. I loved his like how much of a showman he was. You know?
Yeah.
But I now knowing what I know now, now I'm like, okay, yeah, Shawn Michaels is probably kind of a dick.
I just know that like
as
the character, like I don't know, man. I'm just never got into it.
That's weird. But Hogan you're into.
Well,
or are you just saying that he should just?
You asked for the Mount Rushmore, so I gave you the Mount Rushmore.
I wanted your Mount Rushmore though. Like if Hogan's not your guy, don't put him on the Mount Rushmore. You know what I'm saying?
I just gave you the Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
Of all wrestling, the best wrestlers of all time.
Oh, well, that's a different.
Are Bret the Hitman Hart, Sting,
okay,
Andre the Giant, and Hulk Hogan. That is the Mount Rushmore of wrestling.
All right.
And if you put Triple H on there, or Ultimate Warrior, or some other fucking randoms, it's not the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So I gave you the four.
Then who are you? Who are your guys?
That's the guys.
Really?
Yeah,
that's the guys. You don't have like one guy that you just loved.
One guy that I just loved.
Yeah.
I mean, what is that?
Like the guy that like nobody else got this guy, but you're just all about it.
No.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
In it to win it.
It's what?
I'm in it to win it.
You're in it to win it. So you're just going top dogs, best of the best.
What else is there?
That's your style. That's why you're wearing are you wearing a Man U?
What else is there?
So you're just going for the winners all the time? Are you a Patriots fan?
I don't follow that.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fair. That's fair enough. So what's next for Mystery Skull? So you just dropped Far Away.
Yep. I got a UK tour coming up in November.
Oh, right on.
It's my very first one. And then I'm gonna work on some music. And then we'll see what happens in the new year.
Right on. So you're just doing it then.
Yeah, I got stuff planned, but like nothing ready to announce necessarily right now. So, but I'm working towards stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. And when's the UK tour? Is it before the end of the year? Or?
Yeah, it's in November. It's the middle of November.
Okay. Hitting any spots you're excited about?
Yeah, the whole country. I'm excited.
Yep. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I was on a UK tour a couple years ago, and my favorite spot was Brighton. You ever been this is your first time going over there, so.
No, I've been over there, just not on tour.
Oh, it's not on tour. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was all about Brighton.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Boardwalk.
Yeah, exactly. It's a beach town. It kind of feels a little bit like this.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's your initial impressions of Tampa before we wrap?
It's nice. I like the people. It's very lovely. I had a great time. It looks nice, you know. I love the beautiful view, and it's a lovely day, and it's just like these beautiful rays coming down into the bus, and I love it, man. It's just really nice. It's really nice. Like, it's really, really nice.
Is it nice?
It's so nice.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's dope.
It's all right. It's dope.